Right, I'm over at Dolbury Warren. The hill fort's right up there above me. I've turned off a little track here, which I haven't done for quite a few years. I've decided to go up to the Rowberrow church. So you can go up this little track on the other side of the path there. So instead of going up to the pink cottage and all that way, I could end up coming back that way. Well, I will end up coming back that way. I'm following this little path, which, as you can see, would probably be a raging stream if it poured with rain. I've taken a bit of a risk today, not coming. I left the umbrella. And a carrier bag, which I usually put my stuff in if there's a downpour. There was two versions of the weather today. Mostly dry, but there could be the odd shower, but heavy. So I haven't done this for a while, but the church is just up there. But we have to go up to get out onto a minor road, which, as we know, minor roads are actually lethal. People go fast around them. So I just thought I'd do a little introduction. It's the, I think it's the 7th of, no, it's the 8th. It's the 8th of September 2025. And we have had huge storms. And you can tell how wet the land is, how damp the leaves look. There's been quite a heavy storm. So I'm doing a route I haven't done for a long time. So I have put spare clothing in the back of the car though, if I do get soaked. And spare shoes and socks. I haven't taken as much water as I normally do. I'm not expecting it to turn into a heat wave. I'll soon be wearing my walking boots. These have done very well this summer and will still be used. But they've got holes in now. Not in the soles, but in just where they caught rough stones. They rip so easily, the sort of shoe. They don't last long. One season really of walking. Right, I'm just going to stop for a second. So we're going to be following that little track, and then in a minute we'll be somewhere up there walking towards the church of Rowberrow, where my cousin Barbara, who's deceased, from Canada, a Fletcher girl, her Fletcher grandfather came over to Canada at the start of the 20th century, and she used to follow my walks, and she's got connections in Somerset with Rowberrow and Shipham. I've never been inside the church. I'm not expecting it to be open, by the way, but I haven't done any pictures of it for a long time. But I haven't brought a proper camera. I've only brought the mobile, but it does quite good photos. That's it for a minute. There we go, we're at the top. Now look, see this, like, steps coming down? These are all the roots from this bloody great big tree here. See? They're all the roots. Huge roots mingling in with the natural geology. But like I said, although this is a small little road I'm going on, heavy traffic does sometimes go on it, like lorries and fast moving cars and vans. So I have got to be very careful. I don't think there's much of a verge. But I haven't done it for years. There's a big old slab. Like I say, these are all the roots of the big tree. So we come out. There's the great big tree. Not quite sure what it is. I've really got to brush up on trees again. Yeah, I really have. And now we've got a little sign. If you go down that lane there, that takes you back onto the A38, which I came along earlier. Now right over there you can see Waverley Down, which leads up to Crook's Peak, and I can actually see Crook's Peak as well in the distance here. What I remember when I was at the church that time, which is just up here, is there were great views over to Crook's Peak. And I've walked here, I've cycled here. There's nowhere to go. I've just got to fall into the hedge if anything comes by. I haven't got far to go, but things hurtle along here. The Church of Rowberrow. I can't remember its name or anything, but I doubt very much if it's open, by the way. Now it backs onto a manor. Yeah, it backs onto a manor house, and I think the people in the manor actually have the key. They actually have the key to the manor house, to the church. I've never been inside. It'd be nice to, but the weather is what I call unreliable and spontaneous today, and I forgot to put the umbrella in the bag. I got one I keep in the car. I got 3 umbrellas in different places, and I should start taking the waterproofs. It's that sort of time of year. It's a bit like spring, September, isn't it? See, beware of the dog. You couldn't just walk in there. I should imagine you'd have to press a button. The manor house, see? I don't even know if they've got a bell. But it looks like the church is in there, doesn't it? Right, it does look like the church is in there, but it's not. You've got to walk around the road a bit. This is the manor house. You can't see it. It's behind those trees. And it's warning you, enter at your own risk, beware of dog. I'll take some pictures here because I'm not coming back this way. So right, turn off for a minute. It's open today. It's open. The Church of St Michael and All Angels of Rowberrow is open. I'll do the video first, in case somebody comes. I'll do the video first, including going up into the pulpit. I expect they have security. They have to this day and age. People pinch the lead. I'll just go up here because I like to have a view. First time I've been in there. So Barbara, up in heaven from Canada, some of your ancestors would have been baptised, married and buried here. I will find out which ones. I probably know already. There's the font down there, look. See it? The font. I'm doing the pulpit bit first. You get good views of the stained glass windows when you're up here, by the way. But I've only brought my mobile. Oh, it's a lovely picture of a night over there. I've only brought the mobile. But it does quite good pictures, actually. Looks very well maintained. Polished handrail. Polished handrail. Very nice, isn't it? Quite large seating area there. I expect some people would sit there in a little piscina, look. A small piscina. Sometimes you can go behind, as long as you put everything back, so you can read, because I can't read from a distance. But this might have had cushions where someone could sit. And there's a little piscina there, look. They would wash their hands, the priest. And this does look quite modern, this bit. I mean, this might have replaced, is it Rideros? I can't remember how you pronounce everything now. But there we go, look, a lovely view from here. Burland. Some different names. Ronald John Ranulph Leacroft. A row. Yeah, Lord of the Manor. William Summers, Lord of the Manor. Right, just turn off and take a picture a minute from there. Up on the pew at the moment, taking some closer images of St. George of England and St. Louis of France. Symbols, symbols. And look at the difference in their footwear. He's got chainmail on and very protective feet. He's just got string on leather, which would probably be quite strong as well, the leather, I would have thought. But what a difference. Exposed toes, covered toes. But he's got his crown on, and he's wearing like a Roman hat, isn't he, St. George? He wasn't from England anyway. He's from some faraway country. Can't remember where. Zara told me the other day, but I've forgotten. The fleur-de-lis. Fleur-de-lis. The George Cross. Lovely window that, isn't it? Lovely window. And I've got to get down without falling and breaking my neck or anything. Now what does that say? To the glory of God, in memory of our beloved son, Ronald John Randolph something Croft. Leacroft, is it? Oh yeah, he was killed in action in July 1916. This window is given by his family and his father and his mother. Yeah, so he died in action. So maybe that's why they've got that. This window is for him, who died in France in the First World War. France and England fighting the Germans. Yeah, you don't often see a swastika about, do you? I wonder if they have them in their country. You know, the Germans, if they... Must be very difficult for them, mustn't it? You know, for one man to have ruined their history. Because they were great warriors. And there's another lovely picture. Dedicated to Alice Leacroft, his wife, who died in 1949. And this is Edward Ranulph Leacroft, who died in 1932. Dedicated to the Red Cross, British Legion, to love and cherish, and the English Rose, of course. And, you know, that's a lovely stained glass window, actually. Well, people who had money could afford it to have something like that, can't they? Us poor people, we don't even know where we'll end up. I've got ancestors in shared graves up in London, and they're starting to have to do that again. Put people on top of each other. It's already happening. Now that's very nice, isn't it? I like that. Love and peace. That's what we need. Love and peace. Right, I'm going to turn off a minute, folks, and take a few pictures. This must be for the bell ringing. Do you think? These different strings. There could even be some family here, for all I know. It's dark. I can't actually read anything. And I haven't got my reading glasses on either, of the people that might have been bell ringers. Alright, I'm going to just take some more pictures. Over and out for a minute.